Hi, good evening, and welcome to Meyzeek Middle School. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the 7th grade math open house. We apologize that none of our teachers could physically be here for the open house, but I'm here to kind of explain things to you. So my name is Katie Miller, and I am the math teacher and team leader on 7 Incredibles. This is my 7th year teaching, so if your kid is lucky enough to have me, then congratulations. Another teacher in the 7th grade math program is Mr. Kyle Riggins. He is on 7 Visionaries. It's his 21st year teaching, and he is a delight. Then our third and final teacher in 7th grade math is Miss Payne. Unfortunately, Miss Payne cannot be with us tonight because she just had a baby. So she will be back in a couple of weeks. So for now, I am kind of taking over the duties of her class and assigning and grading and doing all the fun things. So I also listed my email address on here if you need anything as far as contacting. As far as the curriculum that we teach here at Meyzeek, we use the illustrative mathematics curriculum. For regular ed for 7th grade, we use illustrative mathematics on the Imagine Learning platform. For accelerated mathematics for AP and GT students, we use the accelerated 7th grade math program through illustrative mathematics, and that's also on the Imagine Learning platform. The third and final class that's taught in 7th grade math is algebra, and those are for students that tested into it from last year at the very end of the year. So if your student is in 7th grade math, like I said, we use illustrative mathematics. We have been provided by the district this year workbooks to be able to use those in the classroom, as well as a completely online version of everything through Imagine Learning Classroom. So hopefully your child has gotten through and logged in and has explored a little bit through the Imagine Learning Classroom. Our pacing guide is listed below. So there's about 8 different units that we'll go through, our first being scale drawings. So hopefully your students will have a lot of fun with that. If your student is in the accelerated 7th grade math program, we are using a new curriculum this year that's implemented by the district as well through the same illustrative mathematics, as well as it's on the Imagine Learning platform. So that's where you'll find a lot of their homework, their lessons, and all of their practice for the different lessons that we're doing. Their pacing guide is listed below as well. Currently, we're working on transformations, which is actually an 8th grade content. And so the nice part about having all of this into the accelerated program is that it's condensed into 2 years. So they'll get it over 6th and 7th grade. They will actually get the 3 years of mathematics and hopefully be prepared for Algebra 1 in 8th grade. If your student is on my team and is in the Algebra 1 class, this is a group of 31 students that were tested and accepted into this class. This is a high school level class that will go on their final transcript and stuff where they apply for colleges. They must maintain a B or higher as a cumulative grade. It doesn't reset like the other grades do, and it will go on their high school transcript. However, at the end of the year, when we do state testing, they are still tested on a 7th grade math level. So it's important that we embed all of those old standards as far as 7th and 8th grade content to ensure that they're successful at the end of the year testing. If your child is interested in being in Algebra 1 for 8th grade, that is still a possibility that they can go to high school with credit. At the very end of the year, you'll hear news probably about April that we will be testing for 8th grade placement as far as the Algebra 1 exam. For homework, in 7th grade, the regular ed classes, typically the homework is completed in class. So don't be surprised if your student doesn't have a lot of homework. We are trying to build more independence with them. And so that is something that will get a little bit more throughout the year. So be prepared to start seeing some homework be coming home, but usually it's completed in class. As we get into the illustrative mathematics, they will have access to the practice problems, and that tells them the different things that we're working on in class and opportunities to get better on those. If your student is in accelerated math class, typically homework is completed outside of class about 3 to 4 nights per week, and all the projects and such that they get are assigned and they're completed outside of class as well. They have nightly practice problems that go with each of the lessons, so be prepared to see your student on their computer a little bit more frequently because that's where all of their math is going to be. In algebra, they do have nightly homework. We do homework based on the unit that we're currently studying, as well as old review topics such as 7th or 8th grade materials. then they also will have projects that are done completely outside of class. Grades are available on Infinite Campus, and so that is the most accurate place to check for students' grades. Google Classroom was a great resource through NTI, and we are so thankful for that, but that is not the most accurate place for grades. Grades are published through Infinite Campus. So through your parent portal, your student portal, that's where you're going to find the most up-to-date version of your students' grades. One of the big things I always try to impress upon parents is that 7th grade is a struggle. It's when your content starts really, really increasing. And it also is when they really are starting to build that independence. They're no longer in elementary school anymore. And so that independence of the person that needs to be asking about the grade really relies on the student and less so on the parent. So I really encourage you to have conversations with your student about them being the one to initiate those conversations with their teachers as far as their grades. Email is definitely the best way to get a hold of your teachers, especially right now when things are a little bit crazy. And those are posted on here as well, so hopefully you can find that. Do not let your students get behind. In 7th grade, this can be kind of a tunnel that they fall into, and it's really, really hard to get back out. So make sure that they're staying on top of their work in class, they're completing their assignments. And if you have questions, please, please, please just contact the teacher directly, or if you are on the innovators, always connect. You can contact me as well. Like I said, here's all of our contact information. My email is mary.miller6. If you're on the 7 Visionaries, kyle.riggins@Jefferson. And then if you're on the 7 Innovators, Miss Michaela Payne is down here as well. But if you have any questions about what's going on in her classroom, I'm your contact for that as well. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time, and so sorry that we couldn't be there tonight. I look forward to meeting you all at at conferences here coming up soon. Thank you.